Agent 47 was born on September 5, 1964. Dr. Ort Myers studied him closely during his upbringing. He noted that 47 was an above-average student with exceptional coordination. He was also curious. Unlike other clones, his underdeveloped personality made him introverted and insecure. 47 does not take a noticeable interest in the opposite sex, and his blood pressure only rises under physical strain. Number 47 is a skilled marksman, expertly wielding everything from military artillery to simple and stealthy weapons. Agent 47 prefers his suit, but of course, always dresses for success. Assassination and mercenary services are available through a mysterious organization referred to as the Agency. The mysterious agency informant, Diana Burnwood, provides freelance operators like 47 with electronic correspondence and mission details. The organization employs clone number 47, but identifies him as Agent 47. He is their best hitman. No proof or traces of the agency have ever been documented. Hitman Contracts opens after Agent 47 has been loose for some time, working as a freelance mercenary for the agency. We find 47 in a sanitarium in the aftermath of a violent bloodbath involving Dr. Ort Meyer. However, he is actually recalling and replaying in his mind the big hits that made him what he is today. You will guide the silent assassin through the disjointed story in an effort to piece together his identity and his history, taking the lead in scenarios that ask you to enter the frightening mind of a cloned contract killer doing what he does best. While assuming the role of the Hitman number 47, you'll need to become a master of stealth and force. Hitman Contracts has one main directive: one shot, one kill. Meaning, you'll be much more successful going for simple, stealthy, silent kills.
Mate.
Although some good old shoot-'em-up action can get you out of a tight spot and give you a headache. You are rated at the end of each mission and rewarded for achieving a perfect run with the Silent Assassin ranking, which means triggering no alerts, killing only when necessary, and using one shot or less on each target. No joke. It's not easy to achieve, and you're going to need to know all the right moves to get there. So let's catch you up on the basics of movement, stealth, and weapons, and then we'll start training you to become a true silent assassin. PS2 and Xbox players use the left analog stick for walking and running. Walk like you mean it. Running will often get you busted, so only do it when you know the coast is clear. Watch your stealth meter for signs of red, which means you should slow down and wait for the danger to pass.
What's that then?
When sneaking by or up to enemies, crouch down by using the shoulder buttons, L2 on the PS2 and the left trigger on the Xbox. While crouching, you walk slower, but also much quieter. You should always crouch before approaching and attacking from behind. You should also be taking every opportunity to lean around and behind corners, pillars, and doorways by using the D-pad. When leaning, you'll have less of a chance of getting hit or being seen, and can better size up your situation. You have the option of changing your camera angle from the third-person perspective to the first person by tapping the R3 on the PlayStation controller and by pushing the right thumbstick button on the Xbox. The default, third-person view is better for navigation. However, the crosshairs are somewhat angled, making it harder to shoot straight. Conversely, the first-person view offers more accurate crosshairs, but the limited view makes it difficult to see where you're going if you don't know your way around. A well-rounded player makes use of both views as they are equally important. It's best while sneaking around and terrorizing your targets to not look out of place. Luckily, our hitman is always ready and dresses to impress. After taking someone out, walk up to their body and take their clothes by hitting the action button, which is the X on the PS2 and A on the Xbox. You will slip into multiple disguises during each mission. Obtaining and choosing the perfect disguise makes all the difference in how you'll actually play the game and the ranking that you achieve. Just make sure that you hide the body afterwards. Always hide the bodies. Press the action button near the corpse to start dragging them, and then drop them in the dark or down a hole. As odd as it seems, guards don't react to blood splatter, so if you fire off a few shots and no one hears it, just dump the body. No one will be suspicious about the mysterious red stains on the walls and furniture, we promise. Once the body is stashed, always check it one last time for any useful items or weapons by hitting the action button. Items that you find around a level or on bodies are instrumental to executing missions perfectly. And never drag around a corpse in front of people unless you like arousing suspicion, which you don't. The disguises you'll pick up will save you in the end if you're smart about it. Just remember, don't run, but walk when incognito. Otherwise, your foes may realize that something is amiss. The bald head gives it away every time. Keep an eye on your stealth meter so you know when you're facing down a close call or a full-out alert. Stay alert for metal detectors, security cameras, and checkpoints, and account for them accordingly by stashing your weapons ahead of time. Never try and pass through a search with any weapons on you, except for fiber wire. Also, before running into any rooms, look through the keyholes by pressing the action button to assess what you're about to enter into. If an alert has been triggered during the mission, you will still be able to complete the mission, but you will blow your silent assassin rating. Now that you can move about without getting found out, let's get the lead out. When it comes to firing your weapons, just press R1 on the PS2 and the right trigger on the Xbox. When you empty a clip, 47 will automatically reload. It's best to reload manually after any break in the action because it's faster and you'll be better prepared for the next altercation. Do this by hitting the opposite shoulder button R2 on the PlayStation 2 or the black button on the Xbox. Your weapons are automatic, but aiming isn't. Use the right analog stick to line those crosshairs up with your target. Always aim for the upper body, and with a silenced gun, you'll garner a stronger hit and a better ranking. A headshot is always fatal, and it's the highest rated shot you can make. By default, you control the hitman's movements and aiming separately. You do have the option to change the controller configuration to have the moving and aiming controls tied to the same stick if it suits you. We find that this limits your movements, however, and is best used by novice gamers or those frustrated by the default control scheme. Good hitmen keep their guns concealed until the perfect moment. Press square on the PlayStation 2 and X on the Xbox to holster your weapon. Unless the situation calls for a fight, holster your weapon to blend in. Press circle on the PS2 and B on the Xbox to put down your guns in a darkened corner. If you are holding a non-concealable weapon, you'll want to put it down at times for security precautions and because it weighs you down. There are no timeouts in this game, so come locked, loaded, and ready to party by readying your inventory. Press triangle on the PS2 controller and Y on the Xbox controller to access the inventory screen. A good assassin has the weapons they want equipped by pressing X on the PS2 and A on the Xbox. Now, it's ready if you need to act swiftly. If you're in a firefight, it's also good form to strafe frequently back and forth with the analog stick, controlling your movement. If you're being ambushed, try to set up in a spot with one entry point and pick off the foes as they enter the room. This should help you maintain control of a frantic, messy situation and may save your life. In smaller fights, or when you're low on ammo, you can also hit guys with the butt of your gun to stun them, giving you a moment to reload. You are rewarded for clean kills, so silenced guns or melee weapons, such as your fiber wire or knives, work best because they don't make much noise, which alerts the authorities. And remember that fiber wire naturally works better than any gun if you know how to use it right.
Trespasser!
This is the most effective technique for taking out guys because using it means a quieter kill and less shots fired, which results in a better overall ranking. For fiber wire and all other melee weapons, you should hold down the trigger first and then release it when you are precisely behind a target. Your kill will be much faster. Don't ever button mash with melee weapons if you can avoid it. Your hits will be weaker and you will most likely get hurt. The main goal is to keep the aggression level low and the stealth meter high so you can gain the ultimate rank of Silent Assassin. Aside from bragging rights, achieving a Silent Assassin ranking will sometimes award you with unlockable weapons, which will come in handy in the other harder levels. Unlike in Hitman 2, in contracts you are never rewarded for achieving the rank of Mass Murderer. But in Hitman contracts, you work alone, but not without some good aid and assistance.
Hello, 47. Diana from the agency here.
Diana from the agency is just like Jenny from the block, without the singing. She provides you with mission briefings that you can access when out on a hit. She also provides you with maps for each section, detailing all of the important information with real-time accuracy. This game is about getting into the head of a hitman and using the little you have to your advantage, so pay attention to this vital info. Each mission has a set of objectives that involves assassinating certain targets, protecting people, and/or retrieving key items, but you already knew that because that's what a Hitman game is all about. You'll want an idea of how to get these dirty deeds done, dirt cheap. So pull up the objectives briefing screen by pressing select on the PlayStation 2 or the white button on the Xbox. Listen carefully to Diana's briefings to gain insight into your objectives. She'll even show you what your targets look like and prattle on about them for some time.
Got to succeed on this one, 47. There won't be any second chances.
Enough already! You will find more clues scattered throughout the level in the form of personal letters and by meeting up with contacts on the inside. Hitman Contracts has many more paths to take than the previous titles in the series. There are, on average, 4 separate ways to complete each objective. But keep in mind, when going for a Silent Assassin rating, there is usually only one perfect path. Luckily, we're here to walk you through it. You also have the help of the handy in-game maps. It's good form to pull up the map immediately upon starting a new mission by pressing L1 on the PS2 or the back button on the Xbox, and manipulate it with the control sticks. Make note of all points of interest, signified by the exclamation points, and the main targets you've been sent to assassinate, indicated by red circles. Also, be on the lookout for ladders and stairs, because, as a rule, if they're there, you'll need to use them. Track the paths of people in your area by watching their movements on the map. This will ensure that you don't cross their path. You can even tell which direction people are facing. The slash line through the circle is where a person's nose would be. Be aware that weapons and key items do not usually appear on the map, and, most importantly, understand that the difficulty level that you play at will alter the detail of information you can access from the map. For this reason, we recommend that you play through the normal difficulty setting before moving on to Expert or Professional, where the maps are less detailed. Novice players can use the map to check out everything in a room, while advanced gamers will have to resort to the keyhole approach. Usually, you will start at or near the exit, but if not, always try to identify a clear escape route on the map. If you are ever unsure of where to go, keep changing your path with every restart or death. Who knows what you might find? One last big note, the map is available at any time, but it does not pause the game. So make sure you're in a safe spot for viewing. Some say you're only as good as your weapons. In Hitman contracts, you're actually better. As you progress in the game and get over the learning curve, you should be taking out fewer targets and with more accuracy and stealth. When you complete a mission, you're rated primarily based on the numbers of shots fired and how effective they were. So don't be sloppy and stop being showy. Simple, clean kills, people. You should always be carrying at least one silent, concealable weapon in your arsenal. But there's more to weapons than guns and rifles, like melee weapons, which are wielded and not fired. They are imperative to your stealthy success. Fiber wire and blades are examples of the most commonly used melee weapons. It's also important to have a non-silenced alternative in case you need the extra power and don't mind making some noise. Now, it may sound basic, but you have to seek out and acquire weapons in each mission so you can use them later. For example, if you find a sniper suitcase in a level, start scouting for a good vantage point to use it. The question with sniping becomes where and when, and is this the best way to take out your target? There are a lot of rooms, guards, and places to explore off the beaten path, and a common mistake is to not fully scour the opportunities for expanding your armory. After completing a mission, it's good to go back and replay it again, just to make sure you didn't miss a unique gun that you can pick up and add to your arsenal for later missions. Good places to find weapons are in tiny storage rooms or in the sanctuaries that your targets may have holed themselves up in. Once you've offed them, search their desks, safes, and on the floors for guns and ammo that they no longer have a use for. There are a few weapons that no assassin should leave the house without. Working backwards, these are our top 5 weapons choices. Generally speaking, they are powerful, use the most, and make a great versatile set of arms. Number 5, the sawn-off. Why? Well, it's a shotgun for one, so it rocks up close in the nitty-gritty. This one's also unique because it's concealable. Better still, if you equip the dual sawn-off, the effect is about equal to the widespread of the Spaz 12, the most powerful shotgun in the game. Shotguns are noisy, so if you want to be loud and ruin that stealth rating, you might as well go for the double damage. Number 4, the W2000 sniper rifle. This is a super silent sniper, and it's very accurate, so it gets our vote. The W2000 holds an average 6 shots to a clip, which ain't much, but you should only need 1 shot to cap a guy, if you're doing it right. Number 3 on the list is the Micro Uzi, because it's the fastest weapon that can be silenced. It reloads its sizable clip as quick as any handgun, so your rivals are gonna come down with some serious lead poisoning, and fast. Make sure you fire it in quick bursts, as the recoil will mess your aim all up. One more thing. This ain't a car wash. Spraying down a room might make it safer for you, but all those fired bullets will wreck your rating in the end. The second best weapon in the game, the Silver Ballers, no doubt. We like them silenced, of course, but this option may double the number of shots required to kill a guy. Beyond being fast, dual ballers sport a cool insignia that makes them the trademark tool of Clone 47. And even though he's a little bit deranged, we trust his taste in weapons. It was close, but the number 1 weapon in Hitman contracts has got to be the fiber wire. It's the Hitman's weapon of choice. This clean kill melee weapon can get through any metal detector as it's made from polycarbon fibers, and it always kills silently. Be careful when wielding it, because if you don't line up your behind-the-back attack just so, you'll miss, and that puts you in a bad position when your enemy turns around. Practice this move, master this move, and don't leave home without fiber wire. Ever. Period. If you have any intention of upholding the one-shot, one-kill recommendation, make sure you're acting stealthily. Never take your guns out in public, even if you like showing them off. Also, always have your weapon of choice ready and equipped at the inventory screen. Drop your weapons before entering metal detectors. You can come back to them later. Aside from the Hitman's top 5 weapons, here's another batch of good concealable guns that'll make short work of your enemies. The SG-220s are a nice set of pistols that always come silenced, and in pairs, if you please. They're similar to the silver ballers in range, although they're a bit weaker. We still think that they're good to have on you in case you run low on ammo. You can never have too many pistols. And it's true, 47 can carry as many concealable weapons as you care to equip. The Desert Eagle is another sweet pistol. It's just a small step down from the Magnum in power, and that's something to be intimidated about, Dirty Harry. The Eagle is a great weapon to conceal and pull out to cap someone loudly. You can plant one in the head or 3 to the chest to put him in the ground. If you're really a sicko, buck 9 shots into your victim's lower body to drop and stun them. Then watch the guy squirm on the ground. Use your 10th shot to put them out of their misery. Or not. The other aspect to making a stealthy kill is through the use of sniper rifles. The Dragunov is the strongest sniper you can find, but its zoom capabilities are pretty poor, and it's not a silent weapon. However, you've got 10 to a clip, and 1 hit anywhere will always kill your mark. That's reassuring, but always go for the headshot anyway. If you need to see and shoot further, the PGM has the farthest range of any sniper. Because of the increased range, the noise this rifle makes may not pose an issue for you. 1 hit to the upper body or 2 to the legs will drop most guys. Just line them up, hold your breath, and take a clean shot. You do better not being seen nor heard, but if you have the itch to play with most of the noisier machine guns, assault rifles, and shotguns that are loud and can't be concealed, make sure you wield these bulky beauties. If you must take out your aggressions in a spectacular display of bullets and blood, here's a list of the top 3 trigger-happy weapons. Number 3, the AUG-SM. This submachine gun has no recoil, making it a real gem. But it sure does blow through bullets. The slow reload time may leave you craving something better, like a shotgun. Coming in second is the Spaz 12, which is the most powerful shotgun in the game because it packs a violent, fast blast and an 8-round clip. Other weaker shooters of this type only pack 2 shots. Still not enough for you? Try our number 1 trigger-happy weapon, the minigun, which packs a mighty punch. It sports the largest clip capacity in the game. That's right, 1,000 rounds. There is a little delay while it kicks up, but once you have it going, the minigun's quick spray and spread may almost make up for how slow it makes you walk. This gun is heavy. Don't expect to stack up any impressive stealthy stats with the Mini. And a quick side note, if you want to settle, the runner-up for top trigger-happy weapon is the minigun's little bro, the M60. It has a 100-round clip, it's lighter, and there is no delay before firing. Happy hunting. There's more than firing off rounds and stealthy snooping in Hitman contracts. The melee weapons and items that you use will be essential in not blowing your cover and blowing up a foe. Melee weapons kill in 1 or 2 hits, depending on how precise you are. If you like the feel of sharp steel and are fighting face to face, a knife or a cleaver will do ya. These are second only to fiber wire for the best melee weapons you can use, and no bullets fired is always a plus. We take joy in coming up from behind a guy to snag a sneaky kill, so the meat hook tickles our spine while it's gutting theirs. But it's definitely a lot sloppier and less effective than your other options. Another melee weapon not to be forgotten is the non-concealable, inconceivably cool Chinese sword. Skip the other large melee weapons like the shovel, which usually breaks after one hit, and go all Kill Bill on your target. Pull it back first, like fiber wire, and then release to get a nice one-hit kill. If you really want to act out the part of the homicidal maniac, the shovel and fire poker definitely capture the experience you're looking for. However, you can't hide them, and you have much better options for exterminating the enemy. If you can't go for the kill or suddenly gain a moral conscience, syringes will silently knock out your mark without putting them 6 feet under. Oh, and you Hitman 2 players might remember the option of dosing a guy multiple times for an increased effect. Well, they took that out of the Hitman contracts, so stab your mark once and move on. In playing the role of the ultimate silent assassin, you should be on the lookout for items you can use to your advantage, not just weapons. By using the props and items that you find in a mission, you will gain access to previously inaccessible places, and stealthily. Sometimes you'll come across poisons or explosives that will help you eradicate your target, but how is always the question. You don't think Baldy McAssassin over here is just gonna walk up to a gang member, hand him some poison, and expect him to drink it, do you? If you find poison, look for food, the kitchen, or a good place to use it. Also, keep an eye out for certain special boxes that can hide some of your arsenal inside. For example, you can rip open this flower box to produce a shotgun, death delivery. There are many alternative ways to beating each level, so we encourage you to play them over and over while trying any combination of ideas you may have, no matter how outlandish. If you're playing for perfection, you will be using most of the items in a particular mission and taking risks, but it's all up to you. Do you want to know the fastest path to becoming an expert silent assassin? Well, for starters, you should follow our speed tips. Keep these strategies in mind while completing missions and following our walkthroughs. There is no excuse for unnecessary shots, kills, or injuries. This applies to both enemies and civilians. Your rating is largely based on how many bullets you fire. So aim for the instant death headshot when you must make a hit. 1 shot or less per kill. Them's the rules, so leave the unsilenced ballers at home unless you're going for style over stealth. Figuring out what to do in a mission is just as hard as carrying it out. Use the map to study guard paths, points of interest, and the directions that people are facing. You will need to master the art of avoidance to keep the body count low and to minimize your chances of setting off any alerts. Seek out weapons in rooms where you assassinate key targets. And always give the body a once-over. They might have other important items on or around them as well. A large part of Hitman contracts is utilizing a variety of disguises that you remove from the bodies of your victims. Just walk slowly and straight while disguised, and keep an eye on your stealth meter. When you're passing people, remember that you're always somewhat of a suspicious character. Heads might turn as they check you out, and your cover will be blown if they recognize you. So even in disguise, keep your distance, and don't let anyone see your face up close. This is especially true of any guards who you are dressed like. They'll be the first to see through your disguise. Equipping any non-concealable weapons like rifles, which the guards usually carry, should help complete your ensemble and get you through sometimes, but that's not all the time. The weapons that you complete a mission with will be available for future gameplay, so take some time to seek out and bring home some new armaments. You can carry as many concealable weapons as you want, but when going for Silent Assassin, just bring fiber wire and a silenced gun. Anything else you might need to complete a mission with will be scattered throughout the level. If you press and hold down the trigger button before striking and strangling a subject with your fiber wire, you will net more superior results than if you give it a quick tap. This actually applies to all melee weapons. One hit can kill an enemy, but if you're sloppy, it may take 2 or 3 blows to strike down your foe. If you miss with your first strike and your foe is armed, they'll start shooting at you and blow your cover. You will likely replay all 12 missions repeatedly while going for the ultimate stealth title of Silent Assassin. Treat these failed attempts as opportunities to try something different, to practice some stealth, or to simply go nuts fighting so you're more prepared for next time.
He's found us. Oh, shit!
Warning! The following content may not be suitable for younger viewers.
What? God.
Agent 47 has capped a lot of guys during his career, but some kills are more entertaining than others. Roll the highlights. Step right up to the Siberian Sideshow shooting gallery. Just a buck to play. And the bald assassin wins a Cupid doll. If you've ever had a mechanic rip you off, you'll relate to this next kill. And now the weeping. We know that Mr. 47 has a lot of creative ideas, but leaving a canister of gasoline next to a chimney? That's almost too easy. Cue the fireworks. Hate to say it, but who let the dogs out? They sure know how to play dead. Oh, never mind. In this clip, Agent 47 reminds the crowd that disco is dead. And now, so are they. That's the fattest Jedi I've ever seen, and the least mobile. Now that's just gratuitous. It's never good to treat another person like a piece of meat. Unless it's the lowlife brother of the Meat King. Gotta love that meat hook. Hitman goes in the water. Shark's in the water. Our shark. That's quite a dead man's float Fritz has got there. For you Othello buffs, or those fans of A Few Good Men, this asphyxiating assassination is for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, whatever, it's all over. KO. Well, it's almost over. Bring on the top hit. Poor Fabian has a bad case of Montezuma's revenge. P.U. Let's make all the pain go away. Oh, drat. That just made more of a mess. Lesson learned? Always use the bathroom after Agent 47 leaves the house. It all starts here. You've got to get out of the mess you've created by going kill crazy in the sanitarium. SWAT team members are rushing in to control the sitch, which is why you've got to sneak out. 47 starts this mission in an overly white room. It's blinding, so walk through the door straight ahead. You need to get to the second floor, which isn't hard, but it isn't a straight path. Continue running straight past dead bodies, around the winding hallway, and through the double doors. Make a left as you pass under the camera that is blinking red. And take the door to the right. Run across and around the platform, past the clones and the crazies.